So Gary, there was more to be excited about on Saturday than that free kick, but it seems to have gone. It seems to have gone incredibly viral, doesn't it? And everybody seems to have picked up on it.
It's a good job we're top of the league, isn't it? Because if we was bottom of the league, it would be a dangerous situation. However, we can't give all our secrets away, but I'll give you this one. As long as this don't go viral, we were playing at the time. I decided that with 15 minutes to go, 1-0 up, they were in the ascendancy. So it's a good ploy really to waste a bit of time. You get 5 people running over the ball very slowly, and you get one of them to boot it over the stands. And by the time the ball comes back, there's another 5 minutes gone. That'll be our little secret.
Excellent. There was so much more to that game though than that moment, even though that's what everybody else.
Like it.
Yeah, what everybody else has picked up on. It was a terrific team performance for the full 90 minutes.
Well, it was because Tranmere are on a good run of form. Just because we've been, not losing every week, doesn't mean to say there's not some decent teams that you have to work very hard against. And Tranmere were one of them teams. We quietened the crowd. In fact, we upset the crowd for a little while, and then they picked up a little bit, which all teams are going to when the game's a bit like that. But I thought we saw out an away performance really, really well. We saw the game out. I know it was all a bit handbags at the end there when it was a little scuffle down in the corner, but it was just being, professional, if you like, where, both teams, one team was trying to get on with it because they're 1-0 down, and another team doesn't need to get on with it because they're 1-0 up, and Tranmere will do the same when they're, playing Forest Green and 1-0 up or something. So it was a real proper away performance. So I was really proud of the lads, and it wasn't backs to the wall. It wasn't, let's defend it. We didn't. I thought we had a lot of possession. We had a lot of good possession, and we had some decent chances as well. So, as you say, coming back on the coach, I was thinking over the game like I do, and I watched the DVD back, and it was a great performance by our players and our supporters.
Yeah, Russ was here on Thursday saying how people like James Dayton, James Rowe and Asa Hall are taking the team to a new dimension since Christmas, since that sticky spell, and that was proven more than anywhere. In Tranmere, where all 3 were.
It was Russ's free kick and all. You're right. It has taken it to another level. But if you remember, if you go back over all your reports, I've always said that the second half of the season I felt we would get even better because we had a lot of niggly injuries that we couldn't get rid of. Dates, Asa, Rowe, they were all players that had a great ability but just couldn't get rid of their injuries to get fit enough. So they wasn't fit enough to get fit, if you know what I mean. But now they have, thank God they have, because you've got Rob Dickey, Downsy, Morgs and Pelly. You look at those 4 and the experience of them, the manliness of them, if you like, and the size of them, and you'd think, well, how have they still done well without them 4? And the reason is because we got all the others up to scratch.
Yeah, you look at the Gateshead game; they come in on the back of another run of great form.
Yeah,
you seem to, as you say, seems to have happened a lot to you this season.
Well, I bet if you go back over the games we've played, we tend to play. Most teams that we've played have been in a good run of form, and it's unbelievable that. And then we sort of break their form a little bit, and then they, like Kidderminster, came back and was unlucky not to get another result, but still a good result for them against Czech. So they're all still fighting. That's what they're doing, and there's going to be no easy games until you get to the last half a dozen of the game. There won't be easy games, but there might be teams that are not involved in anything. But that's never ever till the last sort of 5 games, and you can't tell at this stage who's going to be striving for promotion and the playoffs, who's going to be striving to keep out of relegation, and there'll probably be 5 or 6 teams that are not playing for anything late on. So, but everyone's in something at the moment.
They're quite a changed side since we went up there in October, very early in this run. New manager, a few new players. You've taken their best player, as you said. So you're expecting a different challenge.
Well, yeah, I'm sure there are other players won't like you saying their best player, but we obviously felt that he was a top player for them, and that we'd like him in our squad. We knew there was an opportunity, so we took it, and he's done very well, and it's actually coincided with our back four playing really well. The fact that we've got new competition, we had it when we had Dickie fit, and now we got it. With Cranston, and it's one of them that nobody wants to lose their place to a new player right now. But they're all getting games, so that's good. But they are a decent team. Obviously, the lad up front is dangerous. They've had, as you say, they've had a good run. They just sneaked into the playoffs, have they? Yeah. There's a couple of games behind them, teams behind them, Braintree, Dover, that have got games in hand. So I know, their managers sort of half spoke about that, and let's not get too excited, he said. So from the Gateshead point of view, but they'll see it that another couple of wins and they can, get a nice, comfortable place in the playoff situation. So, yeah, they're a dangerous animal. But how many times have we said that over the last 30 odd games?
Is it important for everybody to refocus on setting a new target now? I suppose this 21 games was around about in people's minds, and now, okay, that's gone.
Who said that? Who said 21 games? Not 21 games ago. Don't know about that. We've always said, haven't we? Sorry to interrupt, but your question was going nowhere. Nobody said we were going to win 21 games. That wasn't a target as such. But what is our target is always the next one, then the next one, and then all of a sudden it built up, and we're not going to say, well, our target's 25 or 46, because both would be stupid to say that. So our target is to keep picking up the points, and while we're doing that, and the games are running out for anybody that makes a late surge, then you're going to be in that very, very strong position as soon as you can. That's the object, to get your promotion as quickly as you can. But it's going to take the whole, till the end of the season, I'm sure.
Yeah, the Forest Green camp said it is a two horse race now for the title. It's difficult to see Grimsby or any of the others clawing it back from now, isn't it?
I would have thought so, with the form of the two teams at the top there. I mean, while it's mathematically possible for somebody to get up there, you never know, sort of thing. So we've got to keep our eye on the ball, as it were, and just keep doing our job. And the one thing I did say over the weekend, which I think is really important, is that we all enjoy it. The supporters enjoyed that game. They enjoyed the fact that our players were in the crowd singing with them. The chairman was in the crowd with them. The chairman's family was in the crowd with them, and other directors. And I know through speaking to the lads and to the chairman on the phone after the game, they had a whale of a time. And I'm sure the supporters did as well, because that was really one club. And so I just want us all, players, management, yourselves, just to enjoy what we're doing at the moment and see where it takes us, because we ain't got a crystal ball. But we got enough energy and spirit as a club to see it through.
Slightly strange week this week with no game Saturday, but a game Tuesday and then Tuesday. Does that affect your preparation? Are you going to give the players maybe a couple of days off just to recharge?
Well, I'd like to, but I'm always frightened to. No, listen, I trust this group impeccably, absolutely, and they've never proved me wrong yet in trusting them. So it's just a matter of we'll have a look at the itinerary. We'll do what's best for them. We do discuss it with the senior players and say, what do you think? And then we do exactly what I want. No, we discuss it with them, we talk about it, just to make sure that everybody's happy with what we've what we want to do. And sometimes that's no days off, and times that's 1 day off. I don't think they've had many weeks where they've had 2 days off. But as you say, this weekend, might be different. But most of them do a little bit anyway on their day off, whether it be a little swim or a jog round or whatever it is. So we trust them.
Finally, how's Jack Bartram after Saturday? It looked like a painful one. Is it just a bruise and he'll be fine, or is it something a bit more serious?
No, I don't think it's too serious. Gavin Crowe, our physio, rang me on Sunday night to say, or Sunday morning, that he'd seen him on the Sunday morning, and it hadn't really swelled up like a real ligament problem does. So I think he's going to be fine. Gav said, that he's in his opinion, he'd definitely be okay for Saturday. So that's
for
good.
Tuesday.
Oh yeah, for Tuesday.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
So because you mentioned that defensive options aren't that sort of great with Dickie still a bit of a way away.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
So you can't really afford much more in there before you'd have to look again.
No, we can't. And I would have to look again. We could lose a centre half, or we could lose. We've got 2 left backs, and we've probably got right backs, but I don't particularly want to move Rowie back there again, or even Ace at the moment, when it's going okay. So, but anyway, I think he's playing well as well, Bart's at the minute, and I think he won't not want to play. So mentally, I'm sure he'll be bumping into me this morning and saying, "Gaffer, I'm okay."
Excellent. Cheers.